What's up, guys? MintCity here. Today I'm going to be bringing you guys a beginner's guide, some hints and tips for beginners in Dragon's Watch. So Dragon's Watch is a gacha game available on Android and Apple devices. It's very fun. It's fantastic. I love it. I am obviously not the best player in it. I am not as far as other players are in it, but I just want to create a video for people who want a little bit more information, some basic info that will help them in the long run and make their experience a little bit smoother throughout the game, especially if they aren't a member of our Discord, which I'd highly suggest you go join the Dragon's Watch Discord. It's very helpful. It's basically how I learned a lot of this. We're all learning together because we were all new, and it's nice to be able to ask people questions and almost get an immediate answer on those questions. So I highly suggest that's going to be tip number 1 is join the Discord, because that will help you in the long run and you will always have someone to ask questions to. You can also ask me and I will create a video on it too, but hey, you could have some instant gratification by asking the Discord. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, finish the campaign in this game. I know it might be tempting to grind a previous level because you have the auto function unlocked, and then you're like, I'll just grind out this level multiple times and level up my units and just chill on this level for a little bit longer and complete the campaign later. But no, that is not going to work in this game. Well, it is going to work, but still, it is more beneficial for you to push through the campaign as quickly as possible because you will be getting more gems. You get a gem for each stage, as well as each difficulty of each stage, as well as that, as what I mentioned before. So that's a lot of gems for all the difficulty stages, as well as each stage. So make sure that you're getting that gem influx of gems by doing that, as well as another unique thing to this game is the farther in the campaign you get, the more collections you unlock. Look at all these collections in here. That's a lot of collections and a lot of units. I don't know why it keeps closing, but there we go. That's a lot of collections and a lot of units that will not be at your disposal if you're not completing the campaign, because the more you complete the campaign, the more collections are going to be unlocked and the more units you will be able to summon. Plain and simple. I think you want more units to summon because that's the point of gacha games. You want to collect them all. You want to have those cool team scene synergies, and this is the way you do it, by completing the campaign. So to put it simple, just complete the campaign and don't dilly-dally everywhere. Just make sure you plow through that campaign. It's really fun. It's not going to be a chore. It's going to be great. So finish that campaign. I think I mentioned it enough. So number 2, watches. Another unique thing to this game. So watches, after you complete these areas, these sections of stages, it will unlock the ability for you to send units out on a watch. So a watch is like an AFK thing where you can send out your units and they'll bring back materials that you can use to evolve your units, materials to craft items to help you through the campaign and hard sections, as well as fodder units, which are like units that aren't very good and that you just feed to your higher leveled units or the units that you're currently using. So fodder units. So those are the 3 things. They'll give you materials to craft specific items. They'll give you fodder units, and they'll give you lots of gold, and gold is important in this game, as I will mention later on in my next tip. But always have these watches going. Make sure that you send them out as soon as they're done, collect the rewards, send them right back out again. So these rewards that you get are actually determined on the level of your units that you send out on watches. And you will get more rewards depending on the level of the units, like I just said. Nero, who is a member of the Discord, he's already created a fantastic in-depth video on, there's the Discord that I was talking about. He created a fantastic in-depth video on watches, and I couldn't have put it better myself, so I'm going to link his video in the description of this video if you want to go in more depth on these watches. But watches are very important in this game. It's going to be your primary source of gold, fodder units, and materials. So make sure you understand the mechanics of it and make sure that you're constantly utilizing watches. So number 3, currency management. As with any free-to-play game, if you're wanting to play it primarily free-to-play, however, I do suggest that you guys do support the devs, the developers. This game will not stick around if you don't support it with your wallet if you're enjoying it. So make sure you do fork out some money if you're enjoying the game and you know you're going to be playing it for a long time. But if you want to play it primarily free-to-play, which I respect, you need to manage your currency wisely. So we have gold, we have gems. I'd consider energy as a currency because it's valuable. and we have ale. So with gold, at the start of the game, you're going to think that you will always have a crap ton of gold, because you will. As long as you're consistently putting out watches and stuff, you're going to feel like gold is endless. But once you hit the 45 to 50 level mark of your units, it's going to be increasingly expensive to actually level up your units. So manage that gold wisely. Make sure you're always sending out higher leveled units on those watches so that you can get greater rewards back and keep that gold topped up to the brim. And make sure that you're only fusing units that are of a decent level in comparison to the level of your unit, because it's not worth it to feed like a level 10 or under unit, or even maybe a 20 or under unit to a level 50 unit, because that's not getting the most bang for your buck, and it's going to cost a lot if you keep on fusing crappy units into your better units like that, with that much of a level disparity. So keep that in mind. With ale, you're going to be getting it from achievements, you're going to be getting it from your watches, all kinds of stuff. And so ale seems pretty plentiful, but make sure that you're actually pacing yourself with it. You don't want to blow all your ale at once, because daily missions usually have recruit 6 heroes, and it's nice to have 600 ale on hand just to knock that out of the way and just summon from the tavern summons. And so the tavern summons are actually very good in this game. I know it's easy to think, oh, well, obviously the better summon is the gem summon. Tavern summons are just going to give me crap. Not in this game. Oh, Mob Crush just emailed me. Interesting. Tavern summons can give you actually really, really good units. Actually, Barbarossa, which is a 4-star red pirate, that I actually pulled him out of the tavern summon, and he's in my main squad right now. Right now, I'm team building. I'm still testing out different synergies, but he is definitely a mainstay. He's incredible, and I got him from a tavern summon. So don't think that you're only going to pull crappy units from the tavern summon, because you aren't. You're going to have a chance at getting some really good units out of this. So don't underestimate it. Don't think that you're only going to pull crap. But it's a win-win situation, because depending on what your player level is, your account's level, you will still be pulling units that are, in comparison to your player level, a pretty high level that will be very good fodder to help level up your units quickly. So either way, you're either going to be getting pretty dang good units, or you're going to be getting really good fodder to level up your units. So taverns are a win-win. Don't underestimate them, but make sure that you pace yourself so that you can complete those daily missions pretty easily. With gems. Gems are the most precious currency in this game. Obviously, you want to keep some gems on hand. For summons, I'd suggest that you wait for the collection, the collection of your desired collection to come around, and if it has an increased chance of getting that collection that you have your eye on, then definitely start summoning then, and it's worth it to be patient. Another thing I'd suggest in conjunction with that is all of these different collections. I'd suggest you kind of create a grocery list of all the units that you kind of want to shoot for and put in your squad, or create a squad out of. So like, say, oh, here's the warriors, I have it unlocked. Let's look through each warrior and see their stats and their leadership abilities, and see whether that meshes with the squad that I have right now, or whether I want to create a squad with them in it. So make sure that you're hero shopping, make sure that you have an eye on what units you want to summon, and then keep your eye on the summon after you have those units in mind, and only summon when there's an increased chance to get them, because that will really help you out in the long run. I know that sometimes it feels like these summons don't really increase the chances, but it does, and it's worth it to be patient. So in the long run, just be patient, wait for that collection to roll around, then start summoning for that collection. You'll be happy that you did. With gems, as I said before, daily missions. You can get 1 gem from the daily missions as long as you complete all 3 of them. Highly suggest you should make that a priority every time, because the more gems, 1 gem is a lot. That's 5 inventory slots, or 1/5 the way to a summon. So each day that adds up. So do the daily summons, complete the campaign, complete as many stages of the campaign on every difficulty as possible that you can, and you'll consistently have that flow of gems. And always keep some gems on hand for summoning those certain collections that you want. So that's my, I think that's my third tip. Yeah, third tip out of the way. Last tip, unit rarity. So it's kind of confusing. This game is a lot different than other games when it comes to unit rarity, and it's kind of confusing why they did it, but it makes sense once you explain it. So unit rarities, the way to tell if a unit is another rarity than common is that they have a bracket. So I'm clicking on this wrap. See that bracket? It has brackets, and they're different colored brackets refer to different rarities. So rarity doesn't necessarily mean a good unit in this case. I know in a lot of gacha games, rarity, it all depends on rarity. Like everything other than a certain rarity is total crap. In this game, most of the units in this game that are good aren't even a super high rarity or a rarity at all. So make sure that you're paying attention to that. If you summon a legendary unit, like I have from a tavern summon before I discovered this, I summoned a legendary unit and it was like stuck at 2 stars, and you can't even evolve it past 2 stars. I'm like, what's so legendary about it? Like, what the heck? What's going on? And that's just referring to how rare it is to summon it and complete its spot in the collection, according to a developer in the Discord. Like I said, Discord is super helpful. I'm going to plug the Discord again. Go join that Discord. It's worth it. So it just makes it very hard and rare to summon that and complete its spot in the collection. Actually, I haven't mentioned it before, but when you complete collections, you get 5 gems each time. So it's very helpful to, with currency management, to complete those collections. You shouldn't make it a priority to complete collections unless that's one of your personal goals, because you'll be completing collections just by summoning and playing the game. But that's what's important to keep in mind. Don't place so much emphasis on rarity. It's not as important as you think in this game. Good units can be common. So plain and simple. So keep that in mind. But those are my beginner hints and tips. Just a small little guide, some basic info on the game for people who are starting out and want a little bit more information and a little bit more of a smoother experience than they initially would have if they would have played the game on their own without a clue on what they're doing. So I hope that helped you guys out. If it did, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. It keeps me motivated on making this content. I hope you enjoyed. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Don't hesitate to go check out the plugs that I've put before and after the video for Mob Crush. I love live streaming. It's what I do best. I have quite a decent following there, so I'd love for you guys to join in on that. I play lots of mobile games there. Also, I have a Discord of my own, but I highly suggest you join the Dragon's Watch Discord first. Okay? Join that first, and then join my Discord to know when I'm streaming. And yeah, that's all. I hope you guys are having a great day, and take it easy.